They thought I was done, didn't they? Looked at me when I was down and laughed. Pointed their dirty fingers, whispering their cowardly lies, convincing themselves I was finished. But they don't know what darkness is, not the way I do. They don't know the kind of fury that comes when you've been betrayed, left to rot in the pit they dug for you. They think they've won because they see scars. Fools. Scars don't mean defeat, they mean survival. Every slash, every burn on this flesh of mine is a reminder of what I am. A tally of the battles they threw at me and lost. And now, those same cowards sit high and mighty, thinking they've escaped me, thinking they're safe behind their walls, their lies, their stolen crowns. Let them keep thinking that, because when I come back, and I will come back, they won't recognize me. I won't be the man they tried to break. I won't be the shadow they thought they could bury. I'll be something worse, something they can't contain, something that doesn't beg, doesn't ask for mercy. I'll be the storm that tears their world apart piece by piece, until there's nothing left but their screams ringing in my ears. They wanted me gone. They wanted my name erased, my fire extinguished. But now, they'll learn what it means to light a fire you can't control. They'll see what it's like to be hunted. I'll haunt their every step, every dream, every breath. They'll hear my voice in the silence, feel my presence in their solitude. They'll think twice before they close their eyes, because they know the moment they do, I'll be there. They've forgotten what fear feels like. That's their mistake. Fear isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. And I've mastered it. I've held it close, let it seep into my veins, made it mine. They don't fear me yet, but they will. When they see the abyss staring back at them, they'll realize it's me. I am the darkness they've been running from. I am the shadow that will swallow their false light. Do they think their walls will protect them? That their allies will stand by their side when I come? No. I'll make sure they stand alone. I'll strip them of everything they cling to. Their riches, their pride, their power. I'll break their armies without lifting a finger, turn their friends into traitors, their allies into cowards. And when they look around, begging for help, they'll see nothing but the emptiness they created. They tried to bury me under their lies, but they only planted a seed. And now, I'm the storm that's grown from their betrayal. I'll show them what happens when you push a man too far, when you take everything he's built and leave him with nothing but rage. I'll turn that rage into a weapon, sharper than any blade, stronger than any army. They don't understand the kind of strength I've found in the darkness. When you have nothing, you fear nothing. When you lose everything, you learn to fight for every breath. They've grown soft, fat with their victories, blind to the storm that's about to tear through them. They don't know what it's like to claw your way out of hell with nothing but your will. But they'll learn. They think they're untouchable, that their power makes them gods. But they've never faced a force like me. I am not bound by their rules, their laws, their fragile morality. I don't fight for justice or honor. I fight for vengeance, for the cold satisfaction of watching them fall as I rise, for the sound of their pleas echoing in my ears, the taste of their defeat on my tongue. They've underestimated me for the last time. I'll remind them of what I am. I'll show them the monster they created, the beast they unleashed. And when I stand over them, when they're on their knees begging for mercy, I'll make sure they understand. They did this. They brought this upon themselves. There's no mercy in the path I've chosen. No second chances. No redemption. They sealed their fate the moment they thought they could break me. Now, I'll break them. I'll rip apart their kingdoms, shatter their dreams, leave their legacies in ruins. I'll take everything they hold dear and burn it to ash. And when they ask why I've come, why I won't stop, I'll look them in the eye and say, because you dared to doubt me, because you thought I was weak, because you believed I was like you, fragile, cowardly, afraid. But I'm not like you. I'm the storm that doesn't end, the shadow that doesn't fade, the nightmare that doesn't stop. They'll wish they had killed me when they had the chance. They'll curse themselves for every breath they allowed me to take. Because now, I'm coming for them. And there's nothing they can do to stop me. They can run. They can hide. They can build their walls higher. But it won't matter. I'll find them. I'll destroy them. This isn't about revenge anymore. This is about showing them who I am. Showing them the force they thought they could contain. The darkness they tried to extinguish. I'll make them remember my name. Carve it into their memories with fire and steel. They'll know me as the one who couldn't be broken, who couldn't be stopped. I'll make them regret every choice they made, every lie they told, every dagger they drove into my back. I'll make them pay for every tear I shed, every drop of blood I spilled, every moment of pain they inflicted. And when it's over, when their world lies in ruins, they'll look up at me and know they were never my equals. They were never even close. I am the warrior of darkness. I am the storm they can't outrun, the shadow they can't escape. I am vengeance. I am power. I am everything they fear and more. And I will show them who I am. Let them tremble. Let them run. Let them try to hide. It won't save them, because I'm coming, and I won't stop until they've been destroyed, until they know, with every fiber of their being, that I am not the man they tried to bury. I am the force that will bury them. And when I stand at the summit, when I look down at the ashes of what they once called their empire. I won't laugh. I won't gloat. I'll simply look at their ruins and say, I told you so. And then I'll turn my back and leave them to rot in the emptiness they created. This is my promise. This is my vengeance. This is who I am. They'll call me a monster when I'm through with them. Let them. Let them paint me as the villain in their stories, because villains are the ones who get remembered. Heroes fade into dust, but monsters leave scars that never heal. Monsters haunt the pages of history, their names whispered in fear long after they're gone. But I am no ordinary monster. I don't strike blindly. I don't waste my fury on the weak. No, I aim where it hurts the most. I'll tear apart the foundations they've built their lives on. Rip out the roots they think keep them safe. They wanted to see what I could become when cornered. They'll see. They'll see the wrath of someone who's been to the edge and come back sharper, darker, and hungrier for vengeance. They'll hear my name in the wind, feel my presence in the darkness, and know he's coming for us. Every breath they take will feel heavier. Every shadow they step into will carry my face. I'll live in their nightmares, in their fears, in the cracks of their perfect little lives. They'll suffocate under the weight of knowing there's no escape. I am not the kind of storm that passes. I am the kind of storm that destroys. They thought they could crush me, as if I was made of the same weak material they are. But what they didn't realize is, you can't break what's already unbreakable. I was forged in pain, shaped by betrayal, and hardened by every blow they threw my way. They taught me how to survive, how to endure, and now they'll reap the rewards of their lessons. Do they think they've seen the worst of me? Do they think the fire they lit inside me is a candle they can snuff out? That fire has turned into an inferno, and it's coming for them. I'll burn their lies, their illusions, their fake kingdoms to the ground. They'll beg for mercy long before the flames reach them, but they'll find none. Mercy is for the weak, and I have none left to give. They'll know what it feels like to lose everything, to see their world crumble, and realize they have no one to blame but themselves. I'll turn their arrogance into ash, their pride into dust. They'll stand in the ruins of their empire and wonder how it all fell apart. And in that moment, they'll hear my voice. It was me. It was always me. This is what they've earned. This is the price of their betrayal. They thought they could bury me and move on. Thought I'd stay down because they said so. But they forgot one thing. I don't bow to anyone. Not to their power. Not to their lies. And certainly not to their pathetic attempts to break me. They'll see what it means to face someone with nothing left to lose. They'll learn that desperation can be turned into a weapon. That pain can be a fuel stronger than any fire they've ever known. And when I unleash that weapon, When I turn that fuel into a force of destruction, they'll have no choice but to acknowledge me. They'll see that I am not just their enemy. I am their reckoning. They'll regret underestimating me, but regret won't save them. They'll wish they had left me alone, but wishes won't protect them. They'll pray for salvation, but prayers won't reach them where they're going. No one will. No one can. Because when I come for them, I'll leave no stone unturned, no corner untouched. I'll leave behind nothing but chaos. They'll try to fight me, of course. They'll muster their strength, call on their allies, cling to their weapons and their false sense of security. Let them try. Let them gather their forces and march against me. It won't matter. I've already won. Because while they've been playing games, I've been building an army of my own. An army of shadows, of rage, of every ounce of pain they've ever caused me. And that army doesn't fear death. That army doesn't retreat. That army is me. They'll realize too late that they were never fighting a man. They were fighting something much worse. Something relentless. Something unstoppable. I am not their equal. I am their end. I am the abyss they can't climb out of. The force they can't resist. The darkness they can't escape. I am everything they fear. Everything they tried to bury. And everything they'll face when the time comes. And that time is near. They don't know it yet. But the clock is ticking. Every second brings me closer to them. Every moment another step closer to their downfall. They can feel it, even if they don't understand it. The weight pressing down on their chests. The unease that keeps them awake at night. That's me. That's the storm building on the horizon. They'll hear the thunder before they see me. But by then, it'll be too late. I'll come like a shadow in the night, swift and unforgiving. I'll leave no room for negotiations, no chance for redemption. They had their chances, and they used them to spit in my face. Now, they'll pay for every insult, every betrayal, every wound they've ever inflicted. This isn't just vengeance. This is justice. Not the kind they peddle in their courts, with their rules and their lies. No. This is the justice of the void. The justice of the forgotten, the broken, the underestimated. This is the justice they've earned, delivered by the hands of the one they thought they could destroy. I'll show them who I am, not the man they tried to erase, not the shadow they thought they could ignore. I'll show them the warrior I've become, the force they can't stop, the darkness they can't outrun. And when they see me, when they feel the weight of everything I've become bearing down on them, they'll know they were wrong to ever cross me. I'll leave their world in ruins, their lives in shambles. I'll make sure they remember me long after I'm gone. They'll remember my name, my face, voice. They'll remember the storm that tore through their lives and left nothing but silence in its wake. And when it's over, when I've claimed my victory and stood at the summit, they said I'd never reach. I'll look down at the wreckage they once called their kingdom and smile, not out of joy, not out of pride, but because I kept my promise, because I showed them who I am. I am the warrior of darkness. I am vengeance. I am power. I am everything they fear and everything they'll never be. And I will show them who I am. They'll see me coming, but it won't matter. They'll hear the whispers, feel the ground tremble beneath their feet, and they'll know their time is up. They'll try to prepare to stand against me, but you can't prepare for something you don't understand, and they'll never understand me. I'm not fueled by greed, not chasing after the shallow rewards they value so much. I'm driven by something they can't grasp, a hunger to reclaim what's mine, a need to show them the monster they've created. They've spent their lives hiding from the darkness, pretending it isn't there. But I am the darkness, and I'm done waiting. Do they think their weapons will stop me? That their walls will hold me back? They've built their defenses on lies, on weakness, and I'll tear them apart with my bare hands. I don't need their tools or their armies. My strength comes from within, from every wound they've inflicted, every betrayal they've dealt me. I've taken their pain, their hatred, and turned it into something unstoppable. They'll watch as I walk through their gates, as I shatter everything they hold dear. Their riches, their thrones, their legacies. It will all crumble before me. They'll scream, they'll beg, but their pleas will fall on deaf ears. I am not here for their forgiveness, not here to hear their excuses. I am here for one reason, and one reason only: to make them pay. They think they've seen power, but they've never witnessed true destruction. They've never stood in the presence of someone who has nothing to lose, someone who's been forged in the fires of betrayal and risen stronger. They've spent their lives surrounded by yes men and cowards, people who bend and break at the first sign of resistance. But I am not like them. I do not bend. I do not break. I endure. And when they face me, they'll see the difference. They'll see the fury of someone who's been pushed too far, someone who's been beaten down and refused to stay there. They'll see what happens when you take everything from a man and leave him with nothing but his will to fight. I am that will, that unrelenting force that doesn't stop, doesn't falter. They'll learn that fear isn't something you can outrun. It's not something you can hide from. Fear is a predator, and it's been stalking them for far too long. Now, it's time for fear to strike. They've spent their lives building their empires, their false kingdoms, thinking they were safe from the consequences of their actions. But no one is safe from me. I am the consequence they never saw coming. I am the shadow they ignored, the threat they dismissed. And now, I'm here to collect. They thought they could bury me, silence me, erase me from existence. But all they did was make me stronger. They've turned me into something they can't defeat, can't control. Let them try to fight. Let them gather their forces and prepare their defenses. It won't matter. I'll cut through their armies like a blade through flesh. I'll dismantle their fortresses, brick by brick, until there's nothing left but dust. They'll watch as everything they've built comes crashing down, as their dreams turn to ash. They'll realize too late that I was never their equal. I was always something more, something greater. They'll see me standing in the ruins of their world, and they'll know that this was their doing, that every choice they made led them here, to this moment, to me. And when they fall to their knees, broken and defeated, I'll look into their eyes and remind them of who I am. I am the storm that doesn't pass, the shadow that doesn't fade, the nightmare that doesn't end. I am their reckoning, their destruction, their end. But this isn't just about them. This is about me, about reclaiming my power, my name, my place in this world. They tried to take it from me, but they failed. They underestimated me, and now they'll pay the price. I'll rise from their ruins, stronger than ever, and the world will see me for what I truly am. I am the warrior of darkness. I am the force that cannot be stopped, the shadow that cannot be contained. I am vengeance, power, and fury incarnate, and I will not rest until they've been destroyed, until they've paid for every sin they've committed, every wound they've inflicted. This is my promise, my vow. I will not falter. I will not break. I will rise, and I will show them who I am. They'll ask themselves when it all began to fall apart. They'll retrace every step, every decision, searching for the moment they lost control. But it won't matter. They'll realize the truth far too late. It was over the moment they crossed me, the moment they mistook my silence for surrender, my patience for weakness. They thought they were safe, sitting on their stolen thrones, counting their stolen victories. They thought their power was permanent, their dominion unshakable. But they built their empires on lies, and lies crumble when faced with truth. And I am that truth. I am the reckoning they never saw coming, the storm they thought would never arrive. Do they think their allies will save them? That their friends, their families, their armies will stand by their side when the darkness comes? They won't. I'll make sure of it. I'll plant doubt in every corner of their twist their loyalties until they don't know who to trust. They'll look to their allies for strength and find only shadows. They'll call for help and be met with silence. They'll realize, as the walls close in around them, that they are utterly alone. And that's when I'll strike. Not with mercy, not with hesitation, but with the full force of everything they feared I could become. I'll strike like the predator they thought they had tamed, the beast they believed they had caged. They'll see the fury they unleashed, the darkness they created, and they'll understand that they were never in control. I was always the one holding the power. I was just waiting for the right moment to show them. And now, that moment is here. They'll watch as I dismantle everything they've built, everything they thought made them untouchable. Their riches, gone. Their armies, scattered. Their power, reduced to ash. I'll strip them of their masks, their illusions, until they stand before me as the weak, trembling creatures they've always been. They'll see their reflection in my eyes and know that they were never kings, never gods. They were nothing but prey, and I've been hunting them all along. They'll try to fight back, of course. They'll lash out in desperation, clinging to the fragments of their broken world. But it won't matter. Their weapons are useless against someone who has faced the abyss and come back stronger. Their armies are nothing against the storm I've become. They'll learn that you can't fight what you don't understand, and they'll never understand me. They'll never understand the pain they caused, the rage they fueled, the darkness they unleashed. They'll never understand what it means to rise from the ashes of betrayal, to rebuild yourself piece by piece, stronger, sharper, deadlier. But they'll feel it. They'll feel the weight of everything I've become, pressing down on them until they can't breathe, can't think, can't move. And when they fall, when they finally break under the weight of my vengeance, I won't look away. I won't offer them mercy or forgiveness. I'll look into their eyes and remind them of every choice they made, every step that led them to this moment. I'll remind them that they created me, that they are the architects of their own destruction. They'll beg for it to end, but I won't stop. Not until they've felt the full force of my fury. Not until they've paid for every wound, every scar, every betrayal. Not until they've lost everything they once held dear, just as I did. And when they've been reduced to nothing, when the dust settles and silence reigns, they'll finally understand who I am. I am not their equal. I am not their enemy. I am their nightmare, their reckoning, their end. I am the storm they can't outrun, the shadow they can't escape. I am the darkness they feared their entire lives. And I am here to collect what's mine. Let them whisper my name in fear. Let them cower in their fortresses, praying for salvation that will never come. Let them realize, too late, there is no escape. I will find them, wherever they hide, whatever they cling to. I will tear apart their world until there's nothing left but ashes. And then, when it's all over, when the dust has settled and the world is quiet, I'll stand alone at the summit. Not because I need their recognition, not because I crave their approval, but because I earned it, because I fought for it, because I showed them who I am. I don't need their applause. I don't need their acceptance. All I need is the silence that comes after victory, the emptiness that follows destruction. I'll stand there, looking down at the ruins of their world, and know that I did what they said I couldn't. I rose from the darkness, from the pain, from the betrayal, and I became something greater. They'll remember me, not as a man, but as a force, a storm that couldn't be stopped, a shadow that couldn't be escaped. They'll remember my name, whispered in fear and awe, long after I'm gone. And that is enough, because in the end, this was never about them. This was about me, about proving to myself that I am more than they ever believed I could be, about reclaiming my power, my identity, my destiny, about rising above their lies, their betrayal, their hatred, and becoming something they could never touch. I am the warrior of darkness. I am vengeance. I am fury. I am the shadow they'll never escape.